Hello friends and enemies, it's me Isabel here with my anticipated releases for January, February, and March. This is a little late, I apologize, but we're here, we're doing this. There's not a ton of January releases. I mean, there's more than I expected, but there's still not a ton, so we're good. This will cover majority romance. I have a couple non-romance titles, but I actually am not up on what's coming out middle grade wise and stuff in the new year at all. In the new year, we're in it. This is the new year, whatever. We're gonna kick it right off with January, and I'm gonna just run through these and tell you about them and why I'm excited for them. So first up, on January 3rd, we have Unfairly Cute and Highly Suspicious by Talia Hibbert. I literally just got my Holden from the library, so I'm very excited. This is her YA debut, and this follows childhood friends to enemies to lovers. And I think that sounds really cute. I love a good childhood friends to enemies to now lovers. And this is partially a survival in the woods challenge situation that they have to go through together. She's a little quirky and he's a jock. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out. Next, we have Longing by Chase Verity. This is a sapphic novelette that Chase wrote about two women who play an MMORPG online together, so World of Warcraft. And they're hot weekend together. I'm not sure if it's in person, to be honest. It's a very short novelette, and I haven't picked it up yet because it's going to be my reward when I get through 10 books on my list and I can buy a new one. So that's the plan. Next, on January 24th, we have Chick Magnet by Emma Barry. This one I do have an arc of, and I talked about in my January reset a little bit, but I'm really excited for it. And it sounds so funny that I cannot resist. So he's a veterinarian and she's a chicken influencer, which is not a thing I ever thought about, but I guess it is a thing. I've gotten a chicken influencer, I guess, on my TikTok. I've gotten people who raise chickens. And he hates that she's influencing people to get chickens who are not prepared to get chickens and don't know enough about chicken care. So I'm just really curious to see how this dynamic is going to play out. It sounds really fun. The cover's really kind of goofy in a way that I like. So very, very curious. Next, on January 31st, we have Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I have read the fine print, and I'm reading Terms and Conditions right now, and I really am enjoying these books a lot. And I honestly, the more I read of Terms and Conditions, the more excited I am for our Final Brothers book, and I cannot wait to see his story unfold. And then last, on January 31st, we have Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun by Ellie Casamino. And I've loved Finlay Donovan so far. These are one of my favorite, just little goofy madcap mystery kind of. She is an unintentional hitman, basically. And in book one, she helps some stuff happen, but doesn't actually do listen, a lot happens. And then in book two, she helps save her ex-husband from being killed, and I don't know where book three is going to take us. So I'm really curious. I haven't read a bunch about it because it's one of those things I don't want to go in knowing too much. But I am excited to see where we fall. Then let's move into February. So February 7th, we have Radiant Sin by Katie Robert. Of course, I'm excited for this. I have an arc of it. I'm going to be reading it probably late January, early February. But also, this is a good spot to mention, and I will mention it again closer to, but in April, for Chapter 3 podcast, Bethany and I are going to start a read through of the Dark Olympus series. So we'll be doing read along, and we'll start with Dark Olympus and read through the whole series. So I don't know if I want to read Radiant Sin yet, or if I want to save it until we get to it in the read through. I probably will read it twice this year, most likely. But Radiant Sin is our Cassandra and Apollo story. This is a fake dating forced proximity. I'm in. It doesn't take a lot to get me. We know I like Katie Roberts books. Of course, I'm excited for this. Next, on the 14th, we have Take the Lead by Alexis Daria. This is one that is a re-release of a book I loved previously, and I actually have an arc of it, and I'm so excited I have an arc. But if you like dancing show competition type things, and you want a romance with a heroine who is determined not to fall into stereotypes, but also a hero who maybe is hiding more than you might think from a family who hosts a reality TV show in the woods about off-grid living, this is it. It's really, really good. I really loved it. I cannot wait to revisit it. I'm just so excited it's getting a traditional release, and I love this cover. I think it's a great re-release cover. So there's that. All right, then March. March, we have a few more books actually, which is exciting. But in March, we have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. This cover I think is adorable, and I really like it. And my favorite thing about this is the premise that the description is she summons Flower, or tries to, and instead gets a demon. And I just feel like that would be my luck if I was a witch in this type of witchy environment, you know? And he's down on his luck and trying to repair his reputation, so he's determined to use this to his advantage. And I just think this should be really fun. I think it's going to deliver on good sexy times and a good setup. I don't think it's going to be fade to black or anything like that. I don't think Sarah would do that to us. I hope not. I really enjoyed Sarah on the Wicked Wallflower podcast, and I'm just really excited to see where this goes when it comes to them, to the like release of this book. It's coming from Berkeley, so I don't know. Berkeley has been very, very hit and miss for me, but I am hopeful at the very least that I will enjoy this and have a good time with it. And I'm also hoping he has a little more bite to it than a lot of the witch romances we've gotten traditionally published in the last few years. So, well, really like last year and a half, but that's a whole other thing. All right, next we have The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. So I really liked For the Wolf. I have not read the sequel For the Throne, but this is another fantasy romance, and all I needed was that she can raise the dead. That's it. I'm in. Like, I really love the idea that she's a necromancer, basically. So I really want to read Gideon the Ninth this year, and that also, like, I feel like that's kind of like similar, like that's more sci-fi, I think, and this is like more fantasy, but similar like necromancer energy. So very excited, very curious, cannot wait to see how it is. Then on March 14th, we have one that I don't know a lot about, but this cover I feel like says a lot. This is Flower Heart, a YA romance that is based around cottagecore, and she has to learn to control her powers. And honestly, I don't need anything else. That's all I need. That is all I need. So here we are. Then we have another not romance title, which is Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto. She wrote Dial A for Aunt Aunties, which I really enjoyed, and I do need to read For Aunties in a wedding. I'm curious enough about this that I'll pick up more of her writing, because I do find her writing really engaging and fun and like laughable, and when I need that, this is like the perfect option to pick up. And then we do have, last but not least, in March, on the 28th, A Deal with the Gargoyle by Katie Robert is coming out. So this is the third book in her Demon's Bargain series, and I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. I was loving on some gargoyle romances last year. I really enjoyed some gargoyles. So I'm really curious to see where else I can get them and how they are. So I will definitely be reading that. But I don't know a ton about it besides that. I mean, obviously we got the setup for it in The Dragon Bride, but I want more. Like, I can't wait. I love this cover too. So that is everything I'm looking forward to right now. That does not cover the sheer volume of like unknown releases I have coming probably between January and March, because like I think Christina C. Jones has something coming out. I'm sure like there's going to be other authors I want to read from and pick up that have releases. So this is just what's on my radar. Let me know what's on your radar for January to March of this year, because I would definitely like to add them to my list to be on the lookout for them. And if you don't want to do that, you can leave me a dog emoji of your choice. Give me a dog emoji of your choice, and I will have links to all of these books in that description box, as well as links to be my friend anywhere on the internet, and I'll talk to you all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away.